Did you read that Dynasty book?
Which
Patriots?
one? I did.
I'm doing it now on Audible.
It's fun.
Parcells is an asshole.
Oh yeah, huge prick.
I couldn't believe how bad he was.
Yeah.
His no broads on the plane rule. Like, it wasn't that. It wasn't like the 80s. It was the mid 90s.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Parcells is a huge asshole.
Yeah, insane.
Yeah. I mean, everyone that worked with him was just like, yeah, this guy sucks. He's a great coach.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a reminder of how great a coach he is. He wasn't just an asshole. He was also just like so sneaky. He leaked everything he wanted to, like, because he was a fun interview. He had all these reporters on his side. Will McDonough would say any story that Bill asked him to.
The Will McDonough stuff is great. I didn't know any of that. I didn't know Will McDonough punched a guy in the locker room once, which is fucking great.
Yeah, Will McDonough is a hell of a character. Yeah.
I would read a book about him.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Did he
awesome.
ever have like a Tuesdays with Maury kind of thing?
Who, Will McDonough?
Yeah.
Hopefully
a little less sad, but something like that.
Like in terms of he was getting ready to die, or a book? Or
no, did he ever have a book that made him like I know he was like a TV personality nationally, but did he ever have like a book he wrote that?
Nah, I don't think so.
Now, was he even considered a good writer?
He was considered a personality. I don't know that
like he was on the inside,
writer.
But it wasn't. It wasn't for.
Yeah, he was just really well sourced.
He wasn't like Bob Ryan.
No,
where it's like, but Bob Ryan never wrote a book.
Bob Ryan wrote books,
like considered good writing.
Well, you didn't ask me if he was considered a good writer. I mean, I believe
for a sports writer, he was considered a very good writer.
Bob Ryan was a really good columnist. He wrote really good columns. He was, again, really well sourced. He understood the games really well. There wasn't anything that made you go, wow, this guy needs to write a novel. Because here's the thing, like Dan Shaughnessy, I loathe. He's an excellent writer. Yeah. When he actually takes the time to write something and put an effort into it, other than just being a troll, he's a very good writer.
Yeah. I once drunkenly on the subway in New York saw Shaughnessy and Bob Ryan. And one of the moments in my life where I look back and I'm like, wow, I really hate myself from 10 years ago. I just went, Shaughnessy. I'm like, I hate that guy. Like, that's such a masshole shit thing to do. Like, that fucking WEI must have ruined his life for a while.
Who, Shaughnessy?
Yeah.
No, he ruined his own life. I mean, that was his character that he always wanted to portray. Like, before there were internet trolls, there was Dan Shaughnessy. He just wrote articles to piss people off. He didn't put any effort into them, really. He would just always be he wrote his book about how cursed the Red Sox were, which was the laziest book. The Curse of the Bambino was the laziest book ever written. I mean, he embraced being that guy. Like, if people get
that's
mad at him
almost
in public,
the Globe Spotlight situation where it's like, how did they miss that? Because the reason the Red Sox didn't win was because they didn't sign a black guy till like 94.
Of course it was. They had the worst ownership in baseball. They had a racist organization top to bottom. And Shaughnessy never writes about it. He's just talking about, fucking Babe Ruth shoving his piano into a Sudbury Lake.
Yeah, that's terrible. A good story, though.
It's not bad.
What
it's not the reason they didn't win a World Series.
What a great figure Babe Ruth was.
He was amazing. He is very good reading. Did you ever watch, I know you don't love baseball. Did you ever watch the Ken Burns documentary about baseball?
Oh, yeah. That's the thing about baseball. That's the thing about baseball is I do hate it. Like, I get mad when people start talking about it. Not as much as hockey. I actually get, like, upset if someone brings up hockey to me. But baseball, I have so many problems with the way, like, one team can spend $300 million and one team spends 30, and how you could possibly call that a sport. And also that it's, even when it's good, it's boring. What were we talking about?
We were talking about the Ken Burns documentary.
Oh, that I love. I watched that.
I think there's a but there, yeah.
Yeah. That I fucking love. And even going on Baseball Reference. I love going on Baseball Reference.
Yeah.
Like David Ortiz. I went on the other day. Ortiz, who's one of the greatest hitters of his generation, maybe Not even close to 3,000 hits.
No.
That's a lot of fucking hits. I thought that's over 200 hits a year for more than 20 years.
I don't think Babe Ruth got 3,000 hits.
Is that bad math?
Yeah.
That was bad math.
Yeah. But Babe
What's
Ruth,
it take? 15 years? 15 years of 200 hits?
Yes, that would be the math.
That's still a lot. It's pretty hard.
But yeah, most guys do not get 200 hits a year. It takes a long time to get 3,000 hits. Especially
now that people try to get walks.
Yeah. Well, that's why one of the reasons Babe Ruth didn't get to 3,000 hits is because he got walked so much.
Yeah, and one of the reasons Ichiro got it was because he never walked.
Right.
Nomar never walked.
Never walked.
They were men.
Never walked. Yeah, Rod Carew didn't walk much. Pete Rose. Yeah. Walks were considered boring, which is why baseball used to be a lot more fun.
Pete Rose going to get in?
No, never.
They should let him in.
Never.
Maybe when he dies, they let him in.
That's his best shot, is a posthumous induction.
What if they let him in under the grounds that they can kill him? They kill him. Honestly, they choke him to death in front of the Hall of Fame, in front of his plaque.
Take that, just because everyone would be looking at him.
Yeah.
I really feel like that's a trade-off Pete Rose might make.
If we lived in like a Julius Caesar kind of country, I bet we could come to that kind of arrangement.
We're getting close.
Yeah.
We're not far. Pete Rose could have been in the Hall of Fame 30 years ago if he wasn't such a monumental prick.
Yeah.
If he wasn't such a dumbass, he would have been in.
Yeah. Speaking of which, isn't it weird that Ken Burns did that baseball thing? Because perhaps him and Pete Rose have the two most inexplicable commitments to a haircut. It's kind of the same haircut.
That he didn't do. Yeah, it's weird that he didn't do a documentary specifically about Pete Rose and hair.
Yeah. I wonder if they went to the same barber and that's where he got the idea for the baseball documentary.
I mean, I think that has to be it.
Yeah.
You have cracked the case, Encyclopedia Bulger.
Ken Burns is having a great run.
He makes good shit.
No, but especially in the last like 3 years, the Muhammad Ali one.
I still have the Ali one on my DVR and have not watched it. I need to watch it.
Yeah, I didn't think that would be good because there's been so many fucking Muhammad Ali documentaries.
That's one of the reasons I haven't gotten to it. It's like 8 hours, and I've already seen so much about Ali.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of hard. They're all kind of weirdly named similarly.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Spider-Man movies. I was trying to watch the new Spider-Man movies, and one of them is called Homecoming, and then the other one's called Far From Home.
Yes.
So it's
and
like
the new one is No Way
those should
Home.
be in reverse order.
No, that's the right order.
No, you're Far From Home, and then you're Homecoming.
Then you're Homecoming. Okay.
So I think I kind of started watching one, and I'm like, why is he on ropes?
Yeah, I forgot you were the one guy who didn't know anything about Spider-Man before these movies happened.
No, I saw all the old Spider-Mans. I just think they sucked.
No, the first two Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies were really good.
The third one was abominable.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, I almost left during it.
First one was really, really good. The second one was excellent.
I don't remember particularly liking it. I've definitely seen both of them once, but I saw the third one I saw in theaters in probably the most failed day. Me and Joe List, when we lived in New York, we had like a day we woke up hungover. Joe was like, "Hey, let's go throw to the park. We'll throw a football around," which is not fun to do. You only get like 5 throws in. And you're like, "Well, this sucks." You can't do it with one person. So he just throws it to me. He throws it at me, and the sun's in my eyes, and I just go, "Throw it." And he goes, "I did." And then it hit me square in the dick. It hit me square in the fucking balls. And I went down for like, I don't know how long. And then he goes like, "You want to keep playing?" I was like, "No, fuck this. We're done." 2 adults went to a park to throw a ball and 0 passes were completed. And then we went to the Yankees. And we didn't know that we got like $10 tickets, but we didn't know where the boozeless section. So we just watched the Yankees play the Rangers for like third inning. I was like, let's just get the fuck out of it. This is awful.
I feel like one of the signs that you've got a drinking problem is when you like force yourself into playing some sport.
No.
You're trying to prove something to yourself.
I'm not willing to drink at a thing I hate.
No. This is not you. Joe is, because Joe is sober and he's very public about being like in recovery.
Is years ago. This is years and years ago.
But that was like, I think one of the early warning signs that he had a problem is when you're trying to go, like, instead of just saying, all right, I don't feel good, I'm just going to lay low today. It's like, no, I'm fine. Let's go throw a football around in this. Like, you're not going to have fun and nobody wants to do that. You're trying to prove something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it didn't hit me in the balls, we would have threw it a couple times. Perhaps the worst. The football is probably the worst thing to hit your balls too, because it's pointy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's because with a basketball, at least the pressure is diffused.
I mean, unless you have a huge cock, a basketball kind of can't hit you in the balls.
Well, part of it can hit you in the balls. I mean, it depends on the surface area.
I don't remember a basketball player ever getting hit in the balls with the
ball.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet that's
they get kicked in the dick all the time, which is really funny. I feel like Daniel Tice, if they like kept that as a sabermetric, might have had the record for getting kicked in the balls.
Probably. But I'm positive out there on the internet. Hey, both of our fans, if you want to share that with us at some point, video, I'm sure some player has gotten hitting the balls with the ball.
Yeah.
That's got to be out there.
That was a good little thing you did, because I'm curious if anybody listens to this. That was like a, what do you call that in the spy world? Like you leave a little hint out there.
Like a breadcrumb trail.
I'm sure it's not called a breadcrumb trail. No. A honeypot. That sounds better than breadcrumbs.
Little honeypot? Yeah, it sounds filthy.
Food related. Perfect. I'd actually like to dip some breadcrumbs in the honeypot.
No, if it wouldn't kill me, I would totally do that. Stupid gluten. All right, so what was my prize going to be? I was 13 seconds away from collecting on our bet last week. And speaking of a kick in the nuts, that really sucked. I'm glad that I like the Chiefs better and I like that the Bills are hurting, but I was really looking forward to, especially after losing dramatically the Titans part of the bet that I thought was the biggest lock. Then coming back, winning the 49ers, then winning the Rams bet and looking like the Bills.
Oh, yeah, because I was up 1-0, which usually in a game like that, you feel pretty good.
Yeah.
If there's only 4 games and you win the first, that's like the center in tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, because I had to run the table. And I was 13 seconds away from running the table.
You basically did. And then, I was so happy to not buy you anything.
Oh, God, that sucked. That sucked. It's good for me as a Patriots
I'm not going to
fan.
tell you what I was going to get you.
All right, save it.
It would have been a tough week because I had to buy Gerton a $100 gift that week, too.
Oh, damn.
I had gifts all over town.
Yeah, but that's just like $100 in edibles, right?
Golf balls.
Oh, okay. That's a lot of golf balls.
Edible golf balls.
That might actually make me want to play golf.
That would be cool. But when you're done with a round, you eat your ball.
It'd probably be environmentally responsible.
You would almost certainly die. Not even if you could eat a golf ball for the pesticides alone, you'd be dead probably instantly.
You'd think that wouldn't be super healthy.
Yeah. You'd have John Travolta representing you.
But it's good as a Patriots fan that the Bills lost, because now they've got this. They're starting to have the reputation again of coming up short in the biggest moments. Like, that's going to sit with them for a while, don't you think?
They didn't come up short. A guy beat them.
They came up short. They couldn't stop a guy. The
Nobody
Chiefs
can stop that guy.
Seconds to score, and they couldn't stop him.
Yeah, but I don't think they're still gonna be the best team in the AFC East next year by a lot.
Probably.
And I wouldn't feel bad about it at all. I'd feel pretty good about it.
Is there any world where...
Are you the type of guy... I watched the game with local duck boatist Dave McDonough.
Okay.
And he's very petty as a person. And he likes it when people in the division lose. Like, he's happy the division are out. I don't feel that. I'm kind of I've heard the word sports atheist before. I'm also an atheist. but I'm also a sports atheist.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't care. I just like the games to be good, and I like the team that I'm betting on to win.
I don't get too personally involved with it for most teams, but looking at it as a sports fan, it's better as a Patriots fan if the Bills start to get that feeling in their head of shit, like we're cursed, we always come up short, things go wrong for us. It's better for the Patriots.
Yeah. Actually, it makes me feel a little bad. The only guy in my life I probably actively rooted against ever was Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, I passionately rooted against Kobe Bryant, but we've covered the Kobe topic quite a bit, have we not?
I'm having trouble keeping track of the conversations we're having now.
Yeah, that's true.
As several times I've forgotten what we were talking about.
Well, thank God our devoted fan base is, I think, putting together a lot of transcripts of the show. And those are going to be available if you want to mail.
None of them should hold up in court at all. We weren't in this.
I mean, I've talked about Kobe. Like,
Your Honor, we weren't even in the same room.
Like, I'm sorry he died, and it's very tragic, but I'm tired of him being overrated because of it.
Yeah.
He might be the 5th best Laker of all time, and people keep trying to make him a top 10 player of all time, which is insane.
I mean, Gasol and Bynum each had 7 blocks in that game 7.
Yeah.
A lot of blocks.
And he went 6 for 24.
Mm-hmm.
6 for 24. I'm tired of hearing about Kobe Bryant.
I do still think about that one. That one hurts more than anyone to me.
Yeah, that's the one that felt like it should have happened and didn't. The 2009 actually hurts the most because I think that was a year where they would have won in like 5 games if Garnett had not hurt his knee.
They might have just given it to us.
Yeah, that was their best year.
Yeah, we were fucking awesome. And the year Shaq got hurt.
Someone was talking about that the other day. I think Jackie McMullen was on a podcast talking about that year when so many people like rue the Kendrick Perkins trade. And she said, look, the Celtics were looking at all the numbers and saying, we're not that good when Perkins is on the floor, and our plus minus is great when Shaq is on the floor. If we can manage his minutes and have him play 20, 25 minutes a game, we win. And he just couldn't stay healthy.
It's almost like when people say, like, oh, Guns N' Roses fell apart after Izzy Stradlin left. What, are you out of your fucking mind?
I love Kendrick Perkins, but yeah, it's not like he went to Oklahoma City and they became dominant. He was done.
Yeah. And Izzy Stradlin's better than Kendrick Perkins.
And Izzy Stradlin might have been a better center than Kendrick Perkins at that point in his career.
Yeah. Actually, both kind of similar roles. Rhythm guitarist, center that gets no stats.
I thought he was the bassist.
No, Duff McKagan was the bassist.
Okay.
Also the name of my future dog, Little Duff McKagan.
One of them, if you ever, like, you're not officially middle-aged yet and you're not married, so you might not watch as much HGTV as I do.
Is 36 not officially middle-aged?
No, when you're 47, 36 is young.
According to 4 Gypsies, I'm almost there.
If you want to know how a celebrity's career is doing, the nadir is when they start appearing on house buying shows on HGTV.
Yeah.
Because they never buy. It's just their only chance to get seen on TV. And I want to say Izzy Stradlin, one of the blonde guys from Guns N' Roses, appeared on one of the like Buying LA or Selling LA, and was looking at all these $8 million homes and didn't buy anything.
The drummer Steven Adler was on a lot of reality TV.
It might have been him.
Well, he was on Celebrity Rehab.
Yeah, that sounds right too.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I was watching a lot of those shows, like he was on, Stephen Baldwin was on, Danny Bonaducci was on, and they all start going like, yeah, I'm looking for something in the $6-7 million range. And then their agents always wind up calling with the real estate agent, and saying, you know what, Stephen's been so busy, I think he's just going to have to hold off right now because he's actually living in a 2-bedroom on Cahuenga.
Yeah.
But that's how you know how some of those guys are really hurting.
Celebrity Rehab, I think I was like 19 or 20 when that came out. And it was one of the first times I realized, like, maybe adults aren't moral.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just seems so evil.
I mean, one of the most immoral guys in Hollywood is Dr. Drew. That guy's such a scumbag.
Oh, yeah. Should be strangled in front of the Hall of Fame.
Look at, if you want to talk about stats, look at the different stats for Celebrity Rehab and see how many people have actually been helped by that show. That is just Dr. Drew parading around with people who are about to die.
Yeah. I'm going to guess one of the worst ways to get sober is to throw cash incentives into it.
You'd think.
Because once the honeypot runs dry.
It's our second honeypot of the day.
Yeah. I'm going to keep using it until I get it right.
Do you think there's any chance Jimmy Garoppolo is the New England Patriots quarterback next year?
No.
None?
0.0.
All right. I think there's like a 20% chance.
So you loved Mac Jones like 2 weeks ago.
I still think they should stick with Mac Jones. This is not, do you want Jimmy Garoppolo? Do you think there's any chance? And here, something weird has been happening this past week as I've been listening to previews of the NFC Championship game, which is they keep talking about, one, how popular Jimmy G is in San Francisco, and two, just how beloved he always is by his teammates. And they keep talking about how much the Patriots organization really loved Jimmy Garoppolo. And it's just making me start to think, like, who's been talking to all these people who keep making sure that information gets out there? Because after this year, Garoppolo can leave with basically no dead money penalty. Mm-hmm. They're in the NFC Championship game, so you look at it and go, they can't get rid of him. But they've got Trey Lance. They traded 3 first-round picks to get Trey Lance. Next year is going to be the year where realistically you'd want to start this guy. And last week,
aren't there like 25 teams that have shitty quarterbacks?
There are.
So wouldn't a team that didn't draft a quarterback in the first round and start him the year before, wouldn't they put more money into? Why wouldn't the Saints get him?
I mean, the Saints are way over the salary cap. They're going to need to reboot, which is why Sean Payton left. So they're going to have a hard time. They can't pay a quarterback who's going to demand the money Garoppolo is going to get. If Garoppolo, because of his
but he's not that good.
Garoppolo, I'm not disagreeing. I'm saying Patriots, Belichick and the Patriots love this guy for whatever reason. And I can see a world where after just listening to them this week, where they go, look, Mac Jones was really solid, but you know what? We had to coach the hell out of him, and he still looked weak these last 4 games. Can we trade him and get 2 first-round picks and bring in Jimmy Garoppolo as either as a free agent if Garoppolo says, all right, I'm done, you need to let me go, or just demand a trade for like a second-round pick from San Francisco and say, we're going to get a couple of first-round picks. We can ride Jimmy Garoppolo for the next 4 years and have more picks here and just let somebody else gamble on Mac Jones.
Yeah, but now you're paying him a lot of money, and we just acknowledge that he's not good. So
they love
why would I have a guy? Why wouldn't I have another guy who's cheap that can be almost as not good?
I don't want to say that he's not good because, I mean, he's been to the Super Bowl. He's about to go to another NFC Championship game. He didn't look great last week. I think his biggest problem has been staying healthy. But the couple of games he played in New
that's
England,
another thing.
Great.
People tend to not be more healthy as they get older.
I agree.
Unless you make it to 80, in which case you get to be the president of the United States.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, I think
how
Biden
fucking crazy is it the president's 80?
He's a little old.
That's incredibly old.
He's a little old.
Almost too old to live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's how death often works. Mm-hmm. When you're too old to live, you die.
Yeah. Do you think offhand he remembers the nuclear code?
Biden?
Yeah.
Yeah. Biden's sharper than he gets credit for being. This is like he's been this guy for the past 40 years. There's no dementia going on there. He's just always said things where you're like, Jesus Christ, Joe. Like,
yeah,
he did that when
I know.
He was in his 30s.
I'm just referring to raw age. 80's very old to be stuff.
Nah, he remembers. Because there are things like old people also remember a lot of shit that actually matters to them.
Yeah.
Like they don't learn what Wordle is, but they remember like what 22 Skidoo was. They don't forget the important stuff. I could still go to like elderly people who remember pretty much everything about their family tree and can tell you exactly where Eleanor Roosevelt was on, December 12th, 1948.
Well, if only that were pertinent information now. I'd rather they know whatever the fuck that app was called.
Which app?
You said some app in there. I don't remember what it was called.
Again,
I'm not saying I should be the president. I'm having trouble keeping track of our conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, our memory isn't holding up beautifully.
No.
And it's going to depress everyone who thought you were going to be drafted into the campaign in 2024.
It's not depressing, though. The Celtics have won 7 of 10.
That was the silkiest segue I've ever heard.
Borderline radio level segue right there.
They've won how many?
Here comes news and weather in 15 minutes.
They've won how many out of 10?
7 of 10.
I don't think that's possible because they haven't won more than 3 in a row.
I heard they won 7 of 10.
All right, maybe. Yeah, I guess. One. Yeah, you could do that. You win the first one, lose 3, lose 3. Yeah, all right.
Okay, well, now I'm sure it happened because you nailed that 3,000 hits thing earlier. How many years that takes?
I was right on the 3,000 hits thing.
Yeah, I thought 20. That was way too many.
Right.
But the Celtics actually look pretty good.
At times. I refuse to believe in the Celtics until they win 5 games in a row. This has been a 500 team for like 2 years now.
But they were only projected to win like 47 games.
Yeah.
So they're about on that pace.
So why am I happy?
Because they were playing shitty and now they're playing a little better.
They were predicted to achieve, and they're doing it.
When Time Lord, what the fuck was it? When Time Lord, Tatum, and Brown are on the court at the same time, they're like +9, which is pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Incredibly good. That would win you the championship.
I mean, that's not bad. One, I'm not convinced Time Lord is ever going to play 75 games in a season.
And I don't know. I mean, he was banged up his first couple years, but sometimes, especially big guys, it takes them a couple years to have like an NBA body.
All right, I hope so. But you're talking about things that you're hoping happens, and I'm talking about what's actually happened.
I think it happens a lot.
They're 1 game over 500.
I mean, the Sixers didn't even, not that he's as good because he's the best player in the league, I think, but Embiid, they didn't even try to play for 2 years.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely hope that. But looking at the Celtics overall as a team, that we've got 2 years of saying that they are a 500 basketball team. I need to see them make a change that actually convinces me they are a better team than that. Have you seen anything that really makes you believe that?
I think they have the core of a good team.
But they haven't done it.
And the limbs of a leopard.
We've been talking about this core for 5 years.
Huh?
They haven't done it.
5 years, our guy's leg fell off, and then there's a completely different team.
At least 3 years, we've been talking about the core of Tatum and Brown, and this is a team that can win. And for the last 2 years, they've been exceedingly mediocre.
There's a rumor of trading Marcus Smart to Dallas for their point guard, their little guy, not Brogdon.
Brunson?
The point guard for the Dallas Mavericks.
Jalen Brunson, right?
Smart for Brunson.
I don't know much about Brunson.
I know he's not Marcus Smart.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
I completely understand that you would happily trade Marcus Smart for Joe Biden.
Yeah. Like I would go out with any running back if my previous boyfriend were O.J. Simpson.
It's all about degrees. Not enough is made of the fact that the greatest player in Bills history is a double murderer.
Did I show you the picture I got with his Heisman?
No.
I went to USC. My nephew goes to UFC. And I was like, what do you want to see? I was like, take me to OJ's Heisman. And then we left. I didn't want to really care about anything else.
So there's a Heisman on display at USC for OJ Simpson?
Oh, yeah.
But I thought that was one of the things he had to sell.
I think I think there's a few Heismans that go out. I think like the school gets one. I think you get one. And
really?
Let's throw the Library of Congress in there.
Okay. That'd be nice if they got one.
Yeah. It's like DVDs. You buy 2, you get 1 free.
Have you ever been to the Library of Congress?
No, I've never even been to a library.
You should check one out. I think
that's not true. I do all my printing at the South Boston Public Library.
Yeah, I just knowing like your state in life, there's no way you get through like all this time without the library.
No.
Yeah. Like you're a history major who lives in South Boston and constantly talks about not making any money. You go to the library.
Yeah, it's me and Mike Donovan in there fighting over the last copy of the Globe. No, I would always go do my printing there, and then there'd always be one other guy in there. It'd be like noon, and he'd always be watching the Joe Rogan podcast on YouTube, which I think should allow me to call for like see something, say something.
Yeah. You should definitely be at least a correspondent for the Joe Rogan Experience.
This guy's about to have a thought crime.
If only because of how much you hate Neil Young.
I hate Neil Young?
Yeah. Oh, passionately.
When did I say that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I thought I might have misrepresented myself. I love Neil Young.
Just a vibe you give off.
Okay. If it was the Eagles, I hate the Eagles.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you've got just the soft rock hatred that kind of.
I actually don't hate any. I don't hate any musician, I suppose. I just don't acknowledge them.
Okay. Yeah, but Neil Young off of Spotify.
Why?
You haven't heard about this?
No.
Neil Young demanded.
I've been Googling Celtics trades. The algorithms are very narrow nowadays.
His entire catalog of music be removed from Spotify because he's basically sick of Joe Rogan spreading misinformation about COVID.
No shit.
Yes.
Wow.
He's like, I'm fucking tired of this. You don't get my music and Joe Rogan. So he made Spotify remove all of his music. And his music just available for free at neilyoung.com.
That's fucking great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's why I was saying you hate Neil Young. That was because you wanted to be with Joe Rogan.
See, I have no recollection of bringing up Joe Rogan, but I did it when I was talking about the library.
Yeah, with the library, you talked about calling into the Joe Rogan Experience. That's why I tied it into Neil
the guy
Young,
from Memento.
Like, wow, yeah, Bulger's not going with me at all on this. And then I realized you had no idea what the hell I was talking about.
That was a joke I never told. I'm like the guy from Memento if he really wanted to get buried in a Jewish cemetery.
That's a good joke.
That's a very narrow joke. Only a certain demographic would get that.
Hey, how did that joke do that you threw out to James and I?
That's doing really good.
With the depression one or the gun one?
No, the depression one ate shit.
Oh, okay.
But the gun one's going pretty good.
Good. I didn't think the gun one was going to work. I'll own that.
It's weird when you have like I always have like a dearth. I'll have like 2 months of nothing and then like 3 things.
Hey, 3 things would be a goddamn record for me.
Yeah. By 3 things, I mean like 1.5 things.
Yeah. I was supposed to be at the studio on January 29th, which might be tonight when this actually is available to people. But we're also getting a blizzard, so I bet the show's not happening. So don't bother to come out. Yeah. I was finally getting up on stage again, and nature said,
2.5 stopped by God again.
Yep. And honestly, God might be making the right call here.
Yeah. What are you going to do? I mean, at least, but if you're coming back out, maybe one of these we'll do together, and we'll fucking, I can talk about your pants.
There you go. Same pants as always.
Yeah, none.
No, you don't have anything about the khaki cargo pants that hasn't been said already.
Just Pooh Bearing it around, not Framingham.
No, Northborough.
Pooh Bearing it around.
Was the first guy I ever heard do the Winnie the Pooh joke.
Who? Dan
Dave Greenberg. No, Dave Greenberg. Remember him?
No.
He might have been before your time.
He must have.
He had a joke about going out for Halloween as Winnie the Pooh. He's like, yeah, red sweatshirt, no pants.
It's good.
Yeah. It was the first time I'd heard. I feel like there've been a lot of takes on that joke since then, but that was the first time I heard
that. Not me.
Joke.
I just came up with it myself.
Nice. Nice.
Not stealing.
Now Dave Greenberg is going to demand that he remove all of his catalog from Spotify because you're there. After stealing his Winnie the Pooh joke.
Oh, I'm going to start reading about that. I'm definitely on Neil Young's side.
Oh, yeah, definitely. All right. Are we gambling on this Sunday's games?
Oh, sure.
All right. Should we flip a coin, see who picks first?
Let's some other one. Let's rock, paper, scissors.
All right.
This is really we're going to superimpose a dick in your hand. Not in mine, though. It's going to be cool.
Okay. Ready?
This is a real test of our broadband.
Mm-hmm.
So it's rocks, paper, scissor. And nothing beats
paper
rock.
Paper beats rock.
Okay.
Rock beats scissors. Scissor beats paper.
All right.
All right. Ready? Okay.
Rocks.
Rock.
Paper. Scissors.
Shoot.
Shit. Nah. All right. Fucking. You go first.
All right. First, we got the Chiefs by 7.5 over the Bengals. We've got and Rams 3.5 over the Niners. All right. So I'll pick the game I want to pick first. I'm taking the Chiefs and 7.5.
Son of a fucking bitch. Why did I let you go first? And I'll take. I'll take the LA Chargers.
Rams. There is an LA Chargers, but they're not
I'm sticking with it, though. I like the Rams.
All right, beautiful. You get the Chargers. I'll take the Rams and the 49ers.
And you're what, getting 3.5?
Yeah, I'm getting 3.5. Actually, I like that. I would have taken the Niners anyway, so that's good. All right. Beautiful. I got the Chiefs.
We'll go $25. There's been a lot of inflation. It's hard to find something for $20.
All right, $25 it is.
Yeah.
I'll go 30 if you want.
Yeah, fuck you. Let's go 30.
Fine, 30. Hey, I was trying to be kind. You said you had a lot of money out there in the street that you were worried about. I was trying to keep it low. I'll go 30. You're my only bet. My entire gambling fund can go towards
from
this.
Wrapping paper alone, I've spent $50 this month.
It's because you give a lot of Kwanzaa gifts. All right. That's our bet. Have you got anything to plug?
No,
nothing. All right. There's like a 10% chance I'll be at the studio on January 29th. So come on out. That's at Vera's in Union Square in Somerville. If I don't know, it's weird. Everything's predicting we'll get between 2 inches and 38 inches of snow. So we'll see.
You want to make a bet on how much? Nah, it's hard to tell that.
Yeah. And where are we talking? Because I'm in a weird change of pace. I might get less snow than you do in Boston.
You want to make a bet? We'll make a $10 bet on how much snow lands in Natick.
All right. What's the over-under?
I'm out. I don't even know how much snow we're supposed to get. I haven't fucking heard anything about it. I've been Googling Celtics trades and no mention of Neil Young or snow.
You say that like I was trying to force you into this snow bet.
Yeah, but I mean, you just have so much more information than me.
Oh yeah, that would have been a gimme. Yeah. All right. This has been Boston Centric. We're talking snow. We're talking sports. We're talking libraries. You know, we cover all the important shit. We'll be back next week, probably. I'm Mike. That's Dan. Stay safe, everybody.